Presenting Real Estate in a Digitized World, a knowledge seminar by India chapter of International Advertising Association.
Thanks a lot, first of all, for inviting me on behalf of Google for speaking here. I was, in fact, fascinated by what Tushar presented here, because with every slide Tushar was moving ahead, I was thinking, oh shit, this is my deck. But I said, fine. Tushar, you should have told me you'll be speaking about Google so much, then I would have kind of made changes to my deck. By the way, just to give my introduction, I am Nitin Bavankole. I've been working for Google for close to 2 years and managed 3 industry verticals. One amongst them is online classifieds, on which we, in our definition, online classifieds means every category or every industry which believes in the offline classified business. So to give you an idea, there are 3 big verticals there. One is real estate. That's why I'm here. Second is jobs. And the third one is the real local classifieds, what we call as the world of Justdial, the world of Getit, the world of Sulekha.coms. The second vertical which I manage is e-commerce, about which Tushar did mention some things. And there was a question I would like to definitely answer about it, where the likes of the Flipkarts, the Amazons of the world work. And the third industry which I manage is media entertainment, which is also housed in Bombay. So before I start, I just thought I'll give you an example of my own experience. I'm a Mumbaikar. I lived in Bombay for a long time. And then because Google happened, I had to move out of Bombay and I've shifted to Delhi. I live in Gurgaon now. And around 6 months back, one of my good friends, who also happens to be from your fraternity of broking and real estate community, called me up because he's the person who's also responsible for me buying an apartment earlier in Mumbai. And he said, Nitin, there's a new project coming up in Kandivali. Will you be interested in buying? I said, yeah, why not? So he said, okay. I can't name the builder here because I think many of you would see him or that person as a competitor. But so he told me the name. He said, go to this website, Nitin, you will find everything. And I was kind of shocked. I went to that website. I could see the name of that project. I could see the photograph of the project. And what else could I see? Nothing else. I was sitting in Gurgaon. I wanted to invest whatever, 1.5 or 2 crores for that property. And I couldn't see anything else. And then I called up this friend of mine and said, Viresh, there's nothing here. He said, photo hai na, kharid le. मैं बोला यार फोटो है, बोलता टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में भी देखता तो फोटो ही दिखता, खरीदता ना तू. I said, yeah, maybe. And then it gave me a thought that, yeah, most of us end up buying a property by seeing, and no offense meant to Times of India group. I'm just saying Times of India as an example, any newspaper, for example. End up buying a property by seeing a photograph in a newspaper. Because very few of us really go on television, because I don't think real estate has really used television as a big medium to advertise. But most of us, and I'm assuming 90% of this crowd here also has bought an apartment or a bungalow, depending on everyone's choice, on the basis of a photo. Am I wrong? A photo in a newspaper or a photo in a brochure. And then it struck me that if it would have been on an interactive medium, to which Tushar really referred, internet being an interactive medium, imagine a situation, okay? And then I decided to do some research around international websites on real estate builders and broking community. And you would be amazed. You can literally walk through the house. Every nook and corner of that apartment you can see. What will you see out of the window you can see? How does the toilet look? What is the size of the toilet? And I mean, because in the photograph everything looks feet by feet. It doesn't give you an idea if I'm standing under the shower, can I move my arms or not? But in that property website, I could do that. If I am a 6 feet 3 inch tall guy, where is the ceiling of where's the shower? Now imagine having that kind of an experience on your website. if that kind of experience would have come to me, I would have bought that property then and there. But I had to come down to Bombay. Fortunately, I traveled to Bombay for my work. I came to Bombay, and that's why I ended up buying, because I said, okay, this builder is trustworthy, the apartment looks good, at least the model apartment which I was seeing, and I ended up buying. So I thought I'll share this experience just to give you an idea of what happens to a person who wants to buy an apartment. And this is my own experience. Many other people do not have that opportunity. Many other people would say, okay, I can't travel to Bombay, just go ahead and book it. So I thought I'll give you an example, and I think this might maybe interest some of you to get into that. There's one question. So before I get into the deck, the reason I thought I will cover some of these topics is because I don't want to forget when I get into the deck. There was a question which was asked by someone. I don't know who asked that question. Can real estate be bought on Facebook, right? Can I ask that person to stand up? Yeah. How many of you heard something called Great Online Shopping Festival which happened last year? Some of you might have heard about it, right? It was an online shopping festival which was conducted by all the e-commerce players, and Google and Facebook, everyone was there. One of the interesting things when we were tying up with all these e-commerce players was one of the car manufacturers came to us. And they said, can we partner in this? We said, yeah, go ahead. You think you can sell cars online? Go ahead, do it. The car manufacturer tied up on Great Online Shopping Festival. Okay, now this car company, unfortunately for them, their internet servers are based in Germany. So you can guess which company it would be. Okay, and unfortunately on the 12th of December 2012, for some funny reason, 6 a.m. India time, their servers crashed. So from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m., the website was not working. So anyone who came to the Great Online Shopping Festival website and clicked on that brand name, went to the website which said, sorry, the page is down. At 6 p.m. somehow they scrambled and got the website up. Okay, and the GOSF, or the Great Online Shopping Festival, was going to end closed at midnight. Between 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., they got 220 registrations for buying the car, of which more than 3 buyers finally bought the car within 7 days. And each car was worth above 4 lakh rupees. Now, that is not a transactional purchase. Okay, the brand was Skoda, by the way. So in case if anyone is interested, the brand was Skoda, and you Skoda guys. This happened. So, just to answer this, yes, a real estate can also be bought online. You will never be able to pay 2.5 crore or 3 crores or 5 crores online, because in India, everyone will stand up if you decide to transfer that kind of money online. But yes, you can find a lead, you can close the lead on the basis of that. In fact, one of the slides which I have in my deck, you will be very interested to figure out how different or how similar an industry which is also a very high value, high interaction, high involvement purchase like real estate behaves online. And there's no reason why real estate cannot behave like that. Okay? So some of the slides, as I said, might be common to what Tushar said, so I'll run through them, but let's go through this. By 2015, 45%. So by the way, there is a 7 billion population on the world, approximately 7 billion. Of that, already 2 billion people are connected online. The estimate from Google is that by 2015, close to 3.5 billion people will be online. They will be connected on the internet through 15 billion devices, most of which will be mobile phones or what we call as smartphones. And of that, 40% of this traffic will come from Asia. And you know, if you say Asia, it is basically China and India, no one else, right? In terms of at least population. So that basically this is going to be India. Mobile internet soon to outpace desktop. Now, Tushar did mention about this, that mobile has become a very important feature. So let's see how it is important. And since I'm from Google, I'll be showing you many numbers. So if you guys are interested in numbers, maybe you'll find this interesting. Look at this chart. The blue line shows the internet users on desktop. And the red line shows the internet users through mobile devices. Mobile devices can be your normal feature phones, smartphones, or tablets. So somewhere between 2013 and 2014, globally, the number of people accessing internet will be more on mobile. So it's just a matter of few months now. Okay? In fact, already mobile internet traffic is growing 3x faster than the desktop, and that's the reason you can see the chart, the red line growing much faster. Let's talk about video. What's happening? This is important. 57% of all the internet traffic is video content, and that's where I mentioned video. Imagine if I can get a video where I can see the entire apartment or in a villa or a bungalow, whatever you may have. 72 hours of video are uploaded every minute on YouTube. Every minute. 72 hours. That's a phenomenal number. That shows how people are enamored by video. And that's an interactive video. It's not a video where you just go and see something. Internet video users to rise by 7x. Now let's come to the India story. What's happening in India? That all those numbers till now were global numbers. Now let's look at India. Last year, 2012, the internet population was close to 137 million. If I look at that 137 million in Indian population terminology, it's close to 12% of the Indian population already on the internet last year. And it is expected to touch 300 million by 2015, just about 2 years. In fact, the recent report by FICCI says that that number would be 350 million. So 1/3 of the Indian population will be online. And that is what is a big implication for you. And this 1/3 of the population of India approximately is the population which buys the apartments, the villas, the bungalows which all of you make. They are the SEC A, and I would also include SEC B, and I will also include maybe SEC C higher class, right? So this is the population which is online, okay? Now what's driving this internet growth? Some of the statistics on mobile. By 2017, in India, 62% of the internet-enabled devices will be smartphones. In fact, if I add feature phones and tablets, basically over 80% of the people will be accessing internet only through mobile devices. Personal mobile device, not a shared device. And that's the statement from one of the CEOs of one of the leading e-commerce player. They are expecting close to 20% of their revenue coming from mobile devices in the next few months. By the way, this company already gets close to 10% of their transactions from mobile devices. Okay, final purchase. It's not a fictional thing, it's an actual thing today. 10% of their transactions already come from mobile devices. So mobile is going to become important. Let's look at what's happening on the smartphone thing. Why is it so important? And this is somewhere, I think this is the biggest eye-opener. When I saw this slide, I said, man, this is like, look at this slide. In 2011, the blue chart is smartphone. The red chart is the number of English print reach. So people who read English print, close to 30 million, that number was crossed by the smartphones last year. In this year, it will be 75, so close to 3x. And by next year, it will be close to 4x. Now, who uses a smartphone? A guy who understands English. A guy who's ready to do multiple things on smartphone. He doesn't buy a smartphone if he's going to do only talking and SMS on the phone. Smartphone means internet. In fact, 75 to 80% of the smartphone people are already connected on the internet. How much do they use is dependent on what are they using it for. In fact, to give you a statistics, In India, on Google search, the Google search engine, which most of you might be using, close to 50% of the search queries are already coming from mobile devices. So if you are making anything today, any communication, be it for print or be it for online or be it for television, think before you make it. Is this adaptable for mobile? Because that is the most convenient way to reach your consumer. There are more than 600 million people who are already connected through mobile phones. No newsprint, no television, no other medium will reach that consumer if you want to reach that mass base. 1,500 videos consumed online per second in India. Now let's look at the video story in India. Why is it so important? Over 50 million people in India are using YouTube. Now that's very important. That makes it a large video destination, and as Tushar said, as comparable to many of the leading English news or English or Hindi general entertainment channel on television. So it's becoming a platform in itself. So video becomes important. So if you have a video, just load it on YouTube. If you have a property coming with a video, just load it on YouTube. There are people waiting to watch everything on YouTube at their convenient time and when they want to watch it. By the way, this last mobile video consumption growing. So in fact, people always feel that in India, mobile internet connectivity is not so good. Close to 30% of YouTube viewership every day is from mobile devices in India. Imagine people watching on these internet connections which we currently have, and we keep on craving that the network falls. But yes, people watch video on mobile. Now let's move to real estate. And you might be wondering, well, how does it matter to me? From a real estate point of view. And this is from Google search. So this data is primarily what we look at, how many people are looking for real estate on Google search engine. And this all data will be now, what I am presenting is for India. Real estate queries continue to grow at over 40% year on year. For the last 2 years, it's been growing at that rate. So if you really look at it, it's a steady growth happening every year. And over 30% of real estate queries are coming from mobile devices. Once again, from your industry point of view, once again, mobile becomes important. Who's looking for you? Many people would say, okay, internet पे तो सिर्फ बच्चे लोग जाते हैं. 15 साल से 25 साल के. That's the general image of internet online. 15 to 25 age, go to the net cafes or on their mobile looking for Shah Rukh Khan's posters or recent song. But let's look at real estate. What's happening? Who's looking for you? Who's looking for the real estate queries? Every month, more than 6 million users are researching real estate online. Every month. And these are uniques, 6 million uniques. So they might be coming multiple times, but every month, these are 6 million unique people, new people. Now let's look at how much does the English medium reach. 8 million, okay, leading. 75% of those readers are already researching for you online every month. So you release a full page ad in a leading English newspaper, 75% of them who might have seen this ad are researching about that project or that particular builder or that particular realty project on Google search, trying to find out what's happening on that project. And if you're not there, what happens? He might shift to someone else about whom he sees there. This is the age group breakup of these 6 million people who come on looking for real estate. So if you really look at that age group, if I have to remove the 15 to 24 age group, which is 23%, 77% of these people are serious real estate buyers. So they are very relevant for you.
The age group, what you have suggested, 35 to 44, you are mentioning 21%. So I mean, this is an ongoing basis, or it's one of, kind of survey being done.
Okay, so this is not a survey. So what we do is every quarter we look at our Google search queries. Okay, so this data is valid for the last quarter, so April, May, June.
This would be changing?
You see, normally I wouldn't expect dramatic changes to come in these age groups. The demographics by and large would same. So, but if you ask me July, August, September, will it be exactly 21% for 35 to 44? It might be 20 or 22, but it will not very big time. That's normally by and large the way it would be. Yes, but over a period of long time, so maybe next year this time, it might change by maybe 3 or 4% here or there depending on how the profile is moving.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, what are people searching for? Are they looking to buy? So this is what people search for. When we mean sale, it means purchase or sale or whatever. So it basically means a final buying or a selling transaction. 53% people are looking for that. 18% people looking for rental related queries. 8% people look for the brand name of the builder. So be it a DLF, be it a Unitech, be it a Hiranandani, be it a Rahejas, that is what the people look for. And as I said, I was searching for that particular builder. So that is one of the queries which will fall in real estate builders, which is 8%. And then online real estate aggregators, for example, like Magic Bricks or Makaan. That's the way people would look for. So close to 53% people are looking for a clear intent to buy. Because maybe I don't know if they are looking for a builder's name, are they looking to buy or not, I can't say. If they are looking for an aggregator like Magic Bricks, I don't know whether he is looking for buying or renting. But the 53% people clearly show an intent to buy. And what is currently trending hot? So I don't know how many of you read in Times of India, who's being most searched online, and then you see Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, Katrina Kaif and all those things. So I said, okay, let me look at what is being searched on real estate in India. So some of the good names, this is not an exhaustive list and this is not in any order. This is a plain simple list of some random names which we thought make sense. So top builders, these are the top builders being looked at for on Google search currently. And let's look at top city. Okay, so as I said, this is indicative list, guys. So don't hold me by it that the other builders are not being looked for. But okay, I'll read it out. Shobha, Prestige, BPTP, Brigade, CBRE, Nitesh, Mantri, DLF, Piyush, Raheja, Hiranandani. And as I said, not in any order. And these are the top cities where searches are coming from. Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune, Chennai, Calcutta, Delhi, Trivandrum, Cochin, Coimbatore, Ahmedabad, Gurgaon. As I said, this is one thing which I think, so we did a recent, just about 6 months back, we did a research along with Nielsen. So this is a very interesting study. In a survey of auto purchases conducted by Nielsen, 96% of online consumers used search throughout their purchase cycle. In fact, 42% started their journey with search. Now, this is a high value purchase. I know it's not comparable to real estate. Real estate would be upwards of 1 crore maybe. This is in the range of 5 to 15, 20 lakhs. But an indication that people do research online. I think this is a point which Tushar has already spent, but just to give you an idea, just look at this right-hand side chart. Time spent on internet per day is close to 57 minutes. On print, it is close to 28 minutes. I think the numbers speak for themselves. Now, how do you reach your digital customers? And Tushar has given some idea about it. I'll just try to give some perspective from our point of view. First of all, you should have a great website. First, basic necessity. Great website. Very interactive, updated daily, if possible. At least weekly. With whatever comments you have. Some comments from your users, some purchasers, whatever. But it has to be updated daily. Only then you show up regularly good on even the search engine optimization, so the organic results on Google search. Have that. If you have that, then create awareness about your website, about your brand, online. I'll tell you how to do that, but first is to create awareness about that brand online. So that once the awareness is done, so once people start seeing your brand name everywhere, they start searching for you. Okay, they say, yeah, makes sense. This builder I've seen many times, so the builder seems to be good, the project seems to be good. Let me find out details about it. Then they go to Google search or Bing search or whatever, and they try to research about the project. Be there. Give as much details as possible there. Make the consumer aware about all the details, final details which you can. And then give him a push. Once he's done that, he would have come to your website, gone through your multiple web pages, seen your multiple projects on your website. Now you know that person is interested. Then give him a push. Push him to buy your property. How to do that? That also I'll tell you. And once you pushed him, coerce him, cajole him, coax him to do and take an action. That also you can do online. So now let's look at how this is done. So awareness. So let's go through the phase one, which is display branding. So create a lot of awareness online. So the way you release a full page ad in a newspaper, you don't need to release a full page ad every time. So you can be on Display Network, you can be on YouTube, you can be on Facebook, you can be on Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere. Create awareness about your brand, about your project, which is upcoming. That will make customer think about your project or your brand. Then get to the search level, where the customer starts looking for details about your product. Because in the ad, he will only see one photograph or something about it. So he'll start looking details. At that point of time, be on search, create awareness about it. Because he is researching at that point of time, trying to find out more details about your project. Then get into social, because that is where he will want some kind of a feedback from his friends, his colleagues, or people who bought. So at that time, a Twitter handle from your website, a LinkedIn, a Facebook comment, a G+ comment helps. If there are many positive feedbacks from multiple users about your project, consumer is getting a confidence that he should buy. Then create a push, and that is where remarketing will come in and YouTube will come in. Create a high impact. Ask him to buy. Show him all the possible things which he can do. And when you start remarketing, he will definitely get pushed to buy it. This is in summary. So I made it very simple because I didn't want to get into details of how SEM is done or how digital marketing is done, because I am sure your teams, your agency teams are capable of doing this. But in case you need any details or any help, more than ready to help. Google team is more than ready to help you out. I have 2 more colleagues of mine sitting here. But this is in summary how you can reach your consumer. That's what I had. I'm open to any questions if you have.
Yeah, here. Hello.
Yeah.
See, English is the main language for surfing the internet. How is the response for other languages with regard to the Google experience in India after English?
Okay, so if you really look at the growth of internet in India, the first 150 million people who are on internet already are the English-speaking people. Okay, the next 150 million people who will become on internet in the next 2 to 3 years will be the people who might not read English, who might not write English necessarily. So what do? So one of the answers which most of the people give is, why not create content in Hindi or Marathi or Gujarati or Tamil language, right? So if I create content in Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Tamil, Telugu, whatever, all languages possible, in terms of my website has Marathi, my website is Gujarati, my website is Tamil, will it help? I want an honest answer from people. Do you think it will help?
I think people are using that.
It
Google
might help to
Translation.
some extent, right? But what if internet becomes voice based and I can talk to internet in my language and I get whatever in my language? I think that is what will change this world in this country. So at this point of time, to your question, yes, internet reach is limited to people who speak, write English or read English. But yes, that is the SEC A-B class in India, and that is where most of the 50 lakh and above properties are sold at this point of time. Yeah.
Yeah, one of your slides showed that there are 8 million people who can be reached by English newspapers, and then 75% then follow it on the internet. So is it sequential that first they see that word and then they...
Okay, so it was
Because-
the only mistake is that both the numbers are on the same slide. Okay.
And the linked question is that the buying a property is a family buying decision. You know, it cannot be like, so lady in the family also has a very strong say in this process.
Yeah.
And another linked question is that unless you see the property, that's the reason why a lot of developers first create a sample flat and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So
So is it
To give you a
the advertisement in the newspaper followed by the research further?
okay, so there's no order in it. So you need not necessarily be on the newspaper. Newspaper. By the way, guys, I'm not saying do not advertise on newspaper. Newspaper is good. It's brilliant because you cannot have the full page ad impact on any internet medium. By the way, never. So I'm not saying that. The way to look at if you decide to go purely online is you don't need to necessarily have a full page ad on Times of India or on any newspaper. What you can do is you can do a similar impact through online branding. So a timesofindia.com, just take there. indtv.com, be there. Moneycontrol.com, be there. YouTube, be there. Facebook, be there. So wherever this 150 million people go, they will see your brand name, they will see your advertisement, and then they will start looking for your brand on Google search. So I'll give you an example to you. For example, if suppose I was to start I was to get into this real estate industry now, and I start a new company called Nitin Builders, suppose. No one would know about it, so no one would be searching about it, right? So the first thing I will have to do is to create awareness about Nitin Builders. So what I will have to do is I have to create multiple banner ads on multiple websites across all the websites and say, this is what I am, Nitin Builders, Nitin Builders. So you go to ndtv.com, you see this ad. You go to timesofindia.com, you see this ad of Nitin. Then you say, who's this Nitin Builders? Let me find out details about it. What are his projects? And that is when they start searching for it. And that's what I meant. The order is like that. It can be a multiplier effect also. But I would say it's a reinforcing effect more, because if the consumer sees your ad on Times of India, for example, or in Lokmat, or in Maharashtra Times, and doesn't find you anywhere on the internet, he will question, who are you?
My name is Satyavir. I'm a correspondent with Realty Plus. I'm a correspondent. I'm a journalist with Realty Plus magazine. My question is that you spoke about awareness, you spoke about research, push. What about reputation management? What's your take on reputation management, online reputation management? Because as you know, real estate is a very opaque market. Like, people still don't have that kind of trust on, I mean, if you compare to FMCG or IT. That's true. I mean, that's true. Still that kind of, in comparison to other sectors, it's more opaque. So what's your take on?
Okay, on internet, there's nothing called opaqueness. So you'll have to be very careful if you're online. You have to be very careful what you're doing online and what is being written about you online. And I think Tushar, in his deck, referred to it, that you have to be very active on Twitter, on Facebook, on every social platform, and ensure that you are there to give the right information to the consumers who are writing about you, reading about you, or commenting about you. So you will have to be very active on the social platform. As I said, it's a transparent medium.
Nitin, what I meant to say that basically a lot of developers now, they are going for this reputation management on social media.
They should.
Because they need to track what people are saying about their company, about their brand. So, is it growing? Do you see that it will grow in future in terms of developers are being more careful about what's happening on social media about the brand? So, this is what I mean to say. I mean,
Yeah, so okay, so that's not a question. What you are saying is right. In fact, I would support. I think every builder, every project should be far more socially active to ensure that your reputation is taken care of. And this trend will keep on increasing with every day as the number of internet users multiply. So in fact, you've been seeing what's happening recently. One minister made one statement and it was blown out of proportion, whether right or wrong, I'm not commenting on that, but it was blown out of proportion just through two mediums, Twitter, Facebook, and all the other social mediums. So you'll have to be very careful about it. It will grow, it will multiply. And in fact, as once again Tushar said, even politics is getting affected by social media. So there's no question that you will not be impacted by social media.
One last
Yeah,
question.
last
Hitesh Podar from Nirman Group. I wanted to know what is the ideal budget that should be going to
No, I wouldn't comment about the budget part of it because then it would look like me trying to sell you guys Google
Still
platform.
some statistics, some study, something that you might have.
Okay, so okay, if I wear my Google hat, I will say give 100% to us here. But okay, so let me be neutral. You see, at the end of the day, you have to believe the medium. Okay, and each medium plays a role. Be it TV, be it print, be it digital. The fact of the matter is that television reaches close to 500 million people in India. Okay, so if you are trying to create a brand image and a mass image, go on TV, makes sense. But if you are a niche brand, so for example, if you are a builder who sells only in Bombay or only in Bombay and Pune, a national channel, a national television broadcast just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, now second, coming to print. Print definitely makes an impact because as I said, a full page ad on any newspaper front page is of course an ego booster to everyone because mera full page ad aaya. But the second is it kind of makes an impact. Every person who picks up the newspaper can't miss it. So the impact is very different from it. The only thing which I would say about digital is if you want to measure the impact of what's happening, there's no better medium than digital. There's no better medium than measuring impact of every money or every paisa you spend. This is the medium where you will find out how many persons saw my ad, how many people clicked on my ad, how many people came to my website, how many bought from them, right up to the last day you can find out. So this is the only medium which can tell you that. So if you want to measure return on investment, best medium. Okay,
Nitin,
thanks a lot. I'm running out of time.
Sorry, Nitin, I'd have to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Just one last a couple of questions, I think, which are very technology oriented, and I don't think I'd be able to pose this to someone else. So I'd like to shoot these questions to you. Firstly, as Google, and you're being the evangelist of the entire CPC thing, what do you think real estate, the industry should look at, a CPM or a CPC model in terms of advertising? That's my first question. And point number two, as an advertiser or as a marketer, what must I do to prevent, a lot of the fake clicks and other things that happen online? As a marketer, that's one of the biggest challenges that we face, where you don't know if really the click-through rate is real. Basically, are we talking about, are the people who are clicking online, are they the real guys, or are they bots running behind? What should I do as a marketer to prevent that? And what does Google or a Facebook or a Pinterest or somebody else provide us in return to take care of these things? These are a couple of questions, please.
Okay, in the interest of time, I will be as brief as possible. The first question, whether should I go for CPC or CPM model? CPM model is to create awareness. CPC model is to measure return on investment. Okay, I can give you details about this when I am off the stage. But in a broad level, as I said, is my slide still not showing? Can I somehow project that slide? I'll just. Yeah. So if you look at the first phase 1, that is the point where you should be clear about CPM, because that is branding. You are trying to create awareness about your brand. Okay. The moment you get into any of these next levels, search, social, or even retargeting, that is the time you should say, am I getting buck for my money which I am spending? That is CPC. Am I getting the return on investment? You should measure that. And what was your second question?
The second question
Okay,
is
the
about,
fake clicks.
Yeah, how do I ensure that, my online spend is not going waste?
Okay, so by the way, you can measure everything. Okay, and I have a friend of mine here, Sudhir Pai from Magic Bricks, who believes firmly on digital because their entire business is on digital medium. And he can maybe, Sudhir, I would request you to cover this. How do you take care of that? From Google point of view, let me honestly admit, and Sudhir will vouch this, whenever we see something fishy, okay, there are cases, I wouldn't deny, there are cases where someone has just gone and clicked on your ads. We see that and we definitely give credit to the advertiser for that. That mechanism, Google has that mechanism to find out if there is a pattern. If we find a pattern which is very clearly bot kind of thing, then we definitely give the credit to the advertiser and he's taken care of.